Hey guys, welcome back to Click Academics. In today's video, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to solve this exponential equation. So we have x to the power of x to the power of 4 equals 64. Now, what I'm first going to do is I'm going to take the fourth power of both sides. So we're going to take the fourth power of x to the power of x to the power of 4 as well as 64. Now, an important property of exponents is that if we have a to the power of b to the power of c, this is actually equal to a to the power of b times c. So what we're going to do over here to x to the power of x to the power of 4 to the power of 4, we're going to multiply x to the power of 4 times 4, because in this case, x to the power of 4, this is b, and 4 is c. So this would equal x to the power of x to the power of 4 times 4. And this is still equal to 64 to the power of 4. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch this so that it's in the form x to the power of 4 to the power of x to the power of 4. As you can see, all I did was switch the order. Before it was x to the power of x to the power of 4 to the power of 4, and I simply switched the order of 4 and x to the power of 4, and that is completely legal. And this is still equal to 64 to the power of 4. And notice how x to the power of 4 and x to the power of 4 are the same, right? Well, I actually want to convert this equation so that it's in the form a to the power of a equals b to the power of b. Because if it is in this form, then we could just set a equal to b. So we already have x to the power of 4 to the x to the power of 4, so we already have a to the power of a. Now we just need to convert 64 to the power of 4 so that it's in the form b to the power of b. So 64, this is equal to 8 squared, right? So we're going to replace 64 over here with 8 squared. So we're going to have 8 squared to the power of 4. And we're going to use the same property, a to the power of b to the power of c equals a to the power of b times c. So 8 to the power of 2 to the power of 4, this would equal 8 to the power of 2 times 4, which is 8. And we still have x to the power of 4 to the power of x to the power of 4. Now we can say that if a to the power of a equals b to the power of v, a equals b, right? So if x to the power of 4 to the x to the power of 4 equals 8 to the power of 8, then we know that x to the power of 4 equals 8. Now we want to cancel this fourth power here, so we're going to take the root of 4 on both sides. Now these two would cancel out, so on our left side we would have x, and our right side we would have equals positive or negative, remember it's plus or minus, the fourth root of 8. And this is our answer. Welcome back to Click Academics. In today's video, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to solve this exponential equation. So we have 2 to the power of x plus 2 to the power of 3x equals 10. And what we're going to do first is we're going to rewrite this equation. We're going to write this as 2 to the power of x plus 2 to the power of x to the power of 3. Because remember, when we have something like this, this is equal to x times 3. We multiply the exponents, so we're simply reversing that. And this equals 10. And now what we're going to do is, since we have 2 to the power of x's, we're going to set 2 to the power of x equal y, the variable y. So y equals 2 to the power x. So now what we're going to do is we're going to replace all the terms that have 2 to the power of x to y. So this rewrites to 2 to the power of x, that's y plus y to the power of 3 equals 10. Now we're going to subtract 10 on both sides. So we get, let me rewrite this in order of exponents. We have y to the power of 3 plus y minus 10 equals 0. So now we're actually, to factor this, we're going to rewrite this y as, we write it right here, y third minus 4y plus 5y. We're going to rewrite the y as minus 4y plus 5y, and we still have the minus 10 here, and this equals 0. Now, from y to the power of 3 minus 4y, we're going to factor out y. So we get y times y squared minus 4. And from 5y minus 10, we're simply going to factor out 5. So we have plus 5 times y minus 10 divided by 5 is 2. And all this still equals 0. And now what we're going to do is we're going to change our y squared minus 4 into y plus 2 times y minus 2. So we have y times y plus 2 times y minus 2. We simply just factored this y squared minus 4. And we're going to add this with 5 times y minus 2. And all of this still equals 0. And now, as you can see, since both terms have y minus 2 in them, we're going to factor out y minus 2 here. So if we factor out y minus 2, we get y times y plus 2 plus 5. And all of this still equals 0. Sorry. And now we've created two equations. We have y minus 2 equals 0 and y times y plus 2 plus 5 equals 0. Now let's solve our first one here. This one is really simple. We simply add 2 on both sides to isolate y, and we get y is equal to 0 plus 2 is 2, so y is equal to 0 plus 2. And our next solution, well, let's first start by distributing our y here to y plus 2. So we get y squared plus 2y plus 5 equals 0. And now, as you see, we have a quadratic equation here, and we want to factor this, right? So we're going to use our quadratic formula, negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So b, remember, y squared is a, 2y is b, and 5 is c. So we have negative b, negative 2, plus or minus the square root of b squared, so 2 squared, 4, minus 4 times a, which is 1, times c, which is 5. And we're going to divide this by 2 times a. Remember, a is 1, so we have 2 times 1, which is simply 2. Now, let me bring this over here. So now we have negative 2 plus or minus the square root of 4 minus 4 times 1 times 5. That's 4 minus 20, which is negative 16. And as you see, we can't take the square root of a negative. That's not possible. Meaning this is wrong and this equation is wrong. So our only solution is y equals 2. And why don't we plug? So this is our only solution. So now, as you can see, y equals 2 to the power of x, right? So because we already know that y equals 2, we have 2 equals 2 to the power of x. And what to the power of, or 2 to the power of what equals 2? 1, because anything to the power of 1 equals itself, meaning x equals 1. Now, why don't we check our solution in this equation? So if we plug in 1 for x, we get 2 to the power of 1 plus 2 to the power of 3 times 1 equals 10. 2 to the power of 1 is 2, plus 2 to the power of 3 times 1 is the same thing as 2 to the power of 3, which is 8. This equals 10, and 2 plus 8 does indeed equal 10. So 10 equals 10. And this is right. So our solution here, x equals 1, is right.